we'll get the recording started for this. So, oh, better make sure my encoding doesn't freak out on me. Let's do. Why has it been doing this lately? So weird. Huh. I'll have to figure that out later. Maybe it's something to do with the canvas being different and stuff. Well, anyway, we're finally going to start our KCD journey for the road to 2. So, we'll see how this goes, especially with New Game Plus for Armored Core and Call of Pripyat. But if I gotta save those later on just to finish the game, I'll try to commit to that. So, let's get started. I know this game is going to be quite loud, especially with the cutscenes, so we're just going to roll.
Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits.
A nipple I see? I swear, the one in the middle always looks like it's like a nipple.
Coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
I really hope the introduction to 2 has the same VA for this, because it would kind of make sense, because supposedly we might have multiple endings we were hinted at, which is very curious indeed. Just double checking anything. Gamma should be good. The game's gonna be dark naturally either way.
Sanctificetur nomen tuum, veniat regnum tuum.
Yeah, it's gonna be loud either way, so. Oh boy. This is my personal run again, but we're gonna be doing this run because it's bugged to hell, sadly. I was gonna do hardcore, but we're still not in a good position for that, so normal mode. The early 15th century was a time of turmoil in the Holy Roman Empire, which had flourished under the late Emperor Charles IV. But now, the son Wenceslas the Idle of Bohemia on the Bohemian throne. Fuck! The king in activity angered many of the nobility, as well as his half-brother King Sigismund of Hungary, who decided to take it. Ow! I give up trying to do that. Yeah, because I don't have my coffee anymore. Boom. Silver Skalitz. 1403. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Man, it's so crazy that this was a Kickstarter, man. I mean, when you have a good passion project, it's really good.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
So I think I'm still gonna do kind of what my personal playthrough was kind of going on with right now. I'm gonna kind of treat this like I would kind of so far with Stalker. So what I'm gonna do is any loot that I get from bodies are gonna be sold, because you still
Well,
kind of make the same
husband,
amount
how
even when
goes
it's
it?
busted.
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run
I
some
know
errands.
exactly, right?
He was
Oblivion's a
still
great way to
sleeping
compare
when I
it.
went out.
It's so good, and I'm
This
excited
hour?
for just how the second might feel as well. But
Wow. It looks like he was out.
yeah. So
all
any loot from
evening,
bandits,
drinking like a lord.
because they'll just be damaged pretty much, and it's still gonna kind of cost a bit either way.
Go and get
I'm
the
gonna
lazy
just sell
bones
them.
up then.
If it's a
clout round the ear
pristine
should do
weapon, like from a treasure chest that we find and stuff like that, which I will still be using guides to those treasure maps because I'm so bad at remembering those. Those we'll use and repair and stuff. Quest rewards, stuff like that, like stuff that will benefit me and is in good pristine condition,
Get up
I'll keep.
now. There's
Stuff I'll
work to be
loot,
done.
I'll sell. I'll try my best not to mix them up and stuff, because weight will be, you know, thing.
Get up or I
But yeah,
will
we'll just do
get
my
you
best
up.
to sell that kind of stuff. And
Hear
whenever I'm
that?
in moods, we'll
You'd
make sure to
better
like
not vex
go
him.
out stealing to kill time and
Now
whatnot.
get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table.
But I won't
Wait,
do
what's this?
multiple stealth skills. I think what I'll do
you
is be
been-
like,
Oh,
we'll focus on
Henry.
stealth and lock
How
picking the
many
most
times have I told
first,
you about fighting?
and then as we
That's
kind of
fine.
improve, then we'll do
It's just a
pickpocketing.
scratch.
Because then if I get caught, I'll kill
You've been at
people
that
or other
sword
stuff.
play again, haven't you?
As long as they're not a
You
named
better pray
NPC.
your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that.
Mainly because
I just
I
scratched
think
myself. is all.
named NPCs are
well,
permadead.
Just don't come
Non-named
crying to me if
NPCs
you
can
really do
come
get
back.
hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
You rogue. That's kind of my general idea, though. Because I usually used to be just like, oh, I'm taking all this loot and repairing it. Nah, I won't do that. Unless it's something unique, maybe. Probably. But don't quote me on that. I'll more than likely just sell it.
A fine state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Alright, we're just going to do speech.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling
I
us what's
thought
going on
about
in the world and
using my paddles for this game, but I have no good
well,
reason to
I,
use the
I lost
paddles.
track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you,
Can
man.
we just give props
All right, then, if you say so.
mainly to
I don't mean to pry,
Luke Dale
but you know
and
your father takes a dim view of such things.
why do I always forget the guy who voices Henry? It's Luke Dale, Sir Hans. It's Tom, right? Tom McKay, is that right? I don't know why I always forget. It's kind of weird because I feel like Luke Dale is so iconic and he's been hard on the promotion and playing KCD1 recently. Like, I just know him. Like, just purely there. Whereas, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's Tom McKay. he's usually a little more like behind the scenes because he's not really much of a gamer and stuff anyway. So I haven't really seen him do much of the promotion unless it's with Luke Dale. But either way, out of all the actors, can we just give these two the biggest props of how well they are they're playing their characters, even with the most stilted of like looks, like right here, how he's just no emotion and stuff, just standing there, yet you could hear it in the voice where he knows how to like handle each of the checks. Like, I think they both do a fantastic job of their characters, and it's compared to everyone else, it's just they're both the main characters practically.
Did Matthew and Fritz come looking for me?
No,
I probably won't do
I
much
haven't seen
dialogue
them this
skipping,
morning.
depending on the situation.
They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
And I actually found this out recently.
Matthew and Fritz aren't drunkards.
I never said they were, did I? And if I really minded you going for a beer with them, I'd have put a stop to it long ago. I was young once too, you know. And your father was no angel when he was in Cuttenberg.
Be
course he
silent. Sounds so mean.
You don't believe me? Ask him yourself.
All right, I will.
You're not a boy anymore, Henry. You're a man, and it's time to start acting like one. Yesterday you promised your father you'd help at the forge. If you made yourself useful now and then, I wouldn't mind your mischief making.
That pretty
so
much just helps your speech level up. I'm hungry.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was, and you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
You know, I've been thinking about it. I'm going to go ahead and tighten the left stick. Well, no, because the friction is kind of weird. I'm just noticing, like... No, I'll try and deal with it.
Do you need me
Maybe I'm
to
just
do
going
anything,
crazy.
Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Going with my gut. New perk point. You know what? No, that actually does feel better having them max friction. They don't feel as loose. And I mean, stick drift won't be too much of a problem either. Actually, with this game, I might even try, maybe, I'll test it off stream, but I'll test out the curve. I like how she puts the food on the table here, yet, like, I actually always forget, is it the cheese she talks about, or is it this stuff? I feel like it's this stuff. But we always resort to the pot. Now, lentils was not enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat from the pot. I love how, I think they changed the pot now, so instead of eating it once, you actually can eat it multiple times. Not sure how much that's gonna change, but we'll see. Ah, damn, we don't have a lockpick. Yet. Get those early. Oh!
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Oh shit, it's because I immediately turn around. Because I don't... Yeah, because I think usually I always do come to him. and everything like that. But I think the moment you like turn around or something, I don't know. I've never seen this before. This is the like second time I've seen this. I'm like, damn.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
Yep.
How, my boy? When are you going to get some sense? Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Also, fun fact.
Yeah, that's the other
I
thing.
just now
Kunesh
figured
still
this
owes
out
me for
from
an
a video I
axe,
saw
a hammer,
recently,
and the nails I
and I'm
sold
gonna
him a
sound
month
so
ago.
dumb
Not
saying
to
this.
mention his debt from before.
When you're in
Go and tell
combat,
him to pay up,
the
at least for
moment
the
the
axe
top
and
of your
hammer,
screen goes from
and then use the
yellow
money to buy
to
the charcoal.
gray with the combat
Goodness,
thing,
not drunk.
that's your opportunity
That'll be fun.
to drink a potion or
Well,
something.
you're a big lad now. I'm sure you
I
can
was so
manage.
mad when I finally
If not, tell him that next
saw
time
that, and
I'll
I'm like,
come
did I really not
myself
know
and
this the whole
personally
time?
use
And I
that
never
hammer
thought
to
about
bang
it.
those nails into his arse.
Sure, I'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal,
Yeah,
crossguard.
you can change gear like
And
in the middle of a
ale.
fight, mainly
Stop
weapons.
off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that.
And I
girl
find that
killed.
weird.
But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
But I guess in a way it kind of
The
makes
name
like
is
sword on the left
Bianca.
and mace on the right.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
I'm more than likely still going to abuse mainly maces and the bastard sword. I'll probably use the axe from time to time, but probably not much. But I definitely will make sure to level up time to time.
I'll be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and pommel. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Ah, shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
You know, I think the other thing I really love
you
about
later
this
in the tavern.
game
Certainly
is
will.
I do
After the
like
paper,
reading the
the ale might
codex
even be on
because
me.
it's, as far as I know, all pretty much like accurate details on like town garrison, learning like how they all function and stuff. I think even when you like kind of go on Google and find like anything related, like you kind of find similar things.
How
Alright.
goes trade?
Should I
Well, and now I see.
talk to Kunich first?
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
Come on, man, pay for the tools
I know
at
you
least.
owe father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Look, I know things aren't easy. Your wife ran off, booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel. It's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
If I had anything to give, I'd give it. But I've got nothing. So leave me in peace, all of you.
I love the
Don't
double
come
fucking
back.
the double thing right there. So wait till he's not looking.
A locked chest. I'll need a lockpick to get into that. Fritz might have one.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
You
No,
bet.
there's nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when a son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Yes?
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
If you guys want a funny playthrough to watch, I guess it's not a full-on playthrough, but if you want a good KCD video, I highly recommend both Zanny and Kev Dewitt's videos. They were hilarious. Zanny's is by far my favorite. The Cheddar Knight.
So, can we get started?
We can.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far. Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
I think the other thing I'm excited about with the combat, not just the changes to the star system, but the way they change Master Strikes.
Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your
They actually have much
If you just
a little
fiddle
more
around,
skill
you'll
to
get
it, which could be
nowhere.
interesting.
Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
Damn, the Elite controller makes this a bit better because I'm using the radial option.
Fine. Nice.
Also, locking my
Very
trigger
good.
to be less pressing
Very
is
good.
much better for this game too.
Nice.
Even though I
The
know
point
he's
of
going to
the
be
blade
delayed
is
till he
to
gets
stab
better.
it. Try it a few times. Good. Nice. Fine. Good, good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time.
I actually
As soon
figured out how
as
to
you
pull
land
off
one
combos
blow,
easier in this one
follow
too.
it with another.
Because I was looking into it, and surprisingly, some of the combos, when you do the first two sets of the attack, if it's say the basic 3-hit combo you learn, turns out when you control the first 2 hits,
Very good.
the 3rd hit is automatically set to the last thing. I don't know if it
Alright,
does it with all
that's
of
enough.
those, but
I don't know about
I'll tell you right now, when I did the tourney, I was like, fuck it, I'll play the tourney just to kind of like get some stats up because they do more XP. And then when it came back a second time, I'm like, okay, I got a little bit better. Oh my god, I was not expecting to actually win. It got tougher, of course, by the final stage, but holy shit. I was like comboing people left and right when I could get the chance. And I would double combo them. I would use one combo I unlocked to get some distance after the hit, and then rush in with the default combo you learn, and oh, it would fuck people up. I was like, damn, this is not fair to these guys. Yay. Oh, a couple more. Might as well get a start. Sell them later. Henry's come to see us.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with you,
is
Henry.
opposed to your king.
I'm with you,
So are
Matthew.
such lords as
What's going on
Henry
here?
Rosenberg.
Deutsch is spouting shit.
What?
And
Just
Wilhelm
listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
And don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Man, if only people were
Deutsch has
that
gone too
nice
far.
nowadays.
Wenceslas is our rightful king. Deutsch
He's
is an
like,
idiot.
good. Now you
What can you
understand.
do?
I might have
Now
an
let's
idea.
talk about something different,
Deutsch
please.
deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some turds will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
Sadly, boys, this time I'm not.
Not that I don't want to teach the Deutsch a lesson, but I really don't have time.
That's disappointing. Still, we can manage without you. Let's go, lads.
Fun fact, everyone.
Honestly, Hal. How could you possibly chance like this?
I think I remember doing this on stream too once. If you follow them and hide like right in that barn over there and watch, you'll get a cutscene of the exact same situation but without Henry in it. And just watch from their point of view. Now, I never tested it, but I'm pretty confident two ways about it. You can either follow them and change your mind, or maybe like the moment they throw the manure and get into a fight, you can rush on in and help beat them up. But I don't know if that would count towards them helping you beat up the Doit, or not Doit, Kunesh. But we're not going to beat them up anyway. I'm going to take the lockpicking advantage, which when they're done fucking around over there, I will go ask for the lockpick. Just put on chapsticks hard. All right. The ale, we don't want to get immediately yet. Guess I could talk to Bianca because they should be doing their things.
I've only got 2 hands.
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Your beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
The Deutsch is mouthing off again.
Oh, don't talk to me about him. He's a good customer, but when it comes to politics, he's unbearable. The number of times I had to throw him and the others out so they wouldn't start brawling.
Well, I'd say he's in exceptional form today.
Oh, that's my cue.
I need ale for father.
As the gentleman wishes.
But wait, though, there's a catch. I've no money. Kunesh owes me and he won't pay up.
Leave it to me, but you have to pay me back this evening.
Oh shit, right.
You're the best girl a man could wish for.
Your father wants a cool one from the cellar, doesn't he? Wait here while I fetch it. Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Already
Don't
said
worry,
that, though.
dearest.
Oh, huh?
I'll skip that at
Thanks.
least.
Vanya,
I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
you promised to...
I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this part.
Hal?
Is that so? Really?
Save your schnapps. Alright. Speaking of save your schnapps, I am gonna use one right now. Only because if I do end up not getting to him in time, I'll reload and then just...
She only started.
Oh, yep. That was right on cue. It was Fritz, right? That had lockpicks.
Listen, there's this locked chest I need to get into.
Really? And only straight not good enough for you anymore?
It's just that someone has something that doesn't belong to him, and I want to take it back.
If you say so. It's not skin off my nose anyway. I've got some lockpicks you can have. But if you get caught, you didn't get them from me.
Never heard of you. Thanks, Fritz.
Perfect. It's all going according to plan. Shit. It's not going according to plan. Fuck. Just gonna try. Shit. Okay, because of the stick adjustments, I fucked that up a little bit. Fuck you, old man.
Welcome.
Garlic, onions, mushrooms, and asparagus.
God save you, Henry.
No need to be shy. I have about eggs.
How are
Some change.
God be with you. Do you want to get me in?
Oh, bollocks.
A lovely day to you.
Maybe, could have sworn you could sell. Wait. Yeah, could have sworn you could sell those. Maybe the charcoal guy will take it?
Greetings.
I remember being able to sell them.
See you later.
Ah, he'll take them. Shit. How much do I need for 10?
Take care.
Or no, it was 5, right? Shit.
Take care.
Shit. Here's what I'll do.
Beetroot, onions, all that grows in the ground. Fresh. Come right up.
I'll still get the lockpick, but I have an idea.
Good health to you. God be with you.
Even though miracle decoction is good, I'll be fine. I tend to forget to use it most of the time anyway, so I'll just get it from bodies and stuff.
Listen,
Kind of find it funny that the helper will buy it from being stolen, but not the other guy. I actually don't know how that works and how what traders know about it. Smooth criminal. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Oh fuck. You know what? Making the stick stiffer makes this a little harder. Not gonna lie. Fuck. Need a better angle. Oh my god, that was stressful.
Greetings.
That went much better. Only 5, let's go. Wonder if I can just give him the tools and stuff. I'm about to find out.
About time.
I should have asked that. That was an extra dialogue box.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done.
Okay, I guess it doesn't
Right.
matter. Maybe I'll sell those later.
Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. That's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. Have you got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, I heard some gossip about what happened to Deutsch. I expect you know something about it.
Maybe.
Maybe? Someone threw dung at Deutsch's freshly lime-washed house, maybe? And maybe those cronies of yours had something to do with it?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Oh, got what he deserved, did he?
Hmm.
Look, I don't know if you're mixed up in this or if it's just those friends of yours. It's all the same to me. But I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. Do you understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
What, so you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of the king?
Does that boy ever listen to a word I say? So Deutsch spouts rubbish, so what? You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth, and not your fists.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing.
The fact that he's not wearing gloves, though, are you sure?
Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
No, I kind of wonder how blacksmithing's gonna work. I know
Albert,
how
why did
some
you
of it
leave
works
Prague?
now, but
Who ever heard of a master swordsmith?
I don't know if they're
making
gonna be better or
horseshoes
not.
in a village.
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Such a good-looking sword that we never
Good
get
day
to
to you,
use.
Teresa.
Well, we get to use
They're
it,
ready.
but
Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
already got it. It's like, wait, Henry, you created a time paradox.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks.
Man, that would be so cool.
how's Bianca?
I would love it if
she's
they
fine.
somehow did like a whole
Why'd you
Easter
ask?
egg of like changing
wondering,
the future. So
are
like,
you
no,
going to the
Henry,
dance
what are
this
you
evening?
doing?
We will.
Henry.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
Teresa, my love. Damn.
Fine lass, eh? Now, stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire. We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though.
Damn. Fucking pro.
Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a
Let
commoner?
him try it. You still have a lot to learn.
You know, if that wasn't the
Ask your
sign
father
for
to show you
anyone new
how.
to this
He
game
knows
to
what he's
realize,
about.
like, you're
Learning
fucked.
his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd
You
have
know
had
what
its
I
like back
hate
in
about
Metropolis, things would have
the
worked
leg
out
piece that
differently.
he's wearing when I see people wear it?
How odd to
'Cause
find such an accomplished
I
swordsmith
think it's
working in a
designed
place like this.
incorrectly.
A man of his talent would have no
Because
problem
the
making a
shoes
fortune
clip,
in Prague
and I
or
don't
Vienna.
think those shoes could
You're
really
right.
go over the
It's
shin
a very
guard.
long and peculiar story.
So I wonder if the
I'd be
point
glad
was
to
it was supposed to be
listen
a
it over
shortened
cup of
version of the
wine,
shin
but
guard or something.
Duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father.
Could be wrong, though.
He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
He certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Oh, excuse me.
It's been an honor, Sir Isvan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzik. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it like Sir Radzik said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
Talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
Uh-oh. I'm assuming that's Sigismund right there, right? I always forget. It kind of matches the description. Makes me wonder if we're even going to see him in the sequel. Makes me actually wonder how big our role will be in the sequel.
Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
And what about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzik. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Damn, it's such a shitty situation because no one was prepared for it.
Quickly! We have to close the gates! Move! Come on, we're closing! Move it, people! Come on! We're running out of time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Ah! Get through the gates!
No, Papa. Ah, the fact that they show it is so depressing too. Poor Henry. That's a major PTSD right there.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run!
I've actually always wondered if Hal is just short for Henry in a sense.
Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them! Run by the moats! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Oh. I think we'll be able to finish this at perfect timing. Wait. Oh yeah, I still had like my drink. Okay, yeah, I still had like the stat a bit drink.
Don't
Excuse
touch
me.
me,
Oof.
or I'll kill you. Go to hell, you tatar beast! Ah!
Hey there, nerds. Just tap on him. I've always wondered if some people wear the human armor.
Yeah.
I think I've seen some images of people using it for like a certain look. I think that's the one thing I appreciate about this game a lot, and I like it when RPGs try and do it, where, like, sure, armor and weapons can have better stats, but you can kind of get away with whatever.
Left. Talmud gets to the left.
Like, I know with weapons in this game, like, sure, durability and how the weapon is designed, like, you know, some are meant only for one type versus the other. But, I mean, how you kind of still get the idea in the sense of, like, oh yeah, this will last me for quite a while kind of deal. God. Come on, horse. That stamina up.
Lost me again. Run for it!
Szét szabdallak, te fostalicska!
Warn the others! They've tore at Skalitz!
Oh, shit. I wanted to try something, but... Damn.
Run for it!
No, gyere, Gunny!
Magdoglass.
Megöllek, te büdös!
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait! Jesus Christ!
Help! Skalitz has been attacked! Do something! Help! Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Hagio! Hosungine!
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you?
They attacked.
Where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army.
I have to look.
They
I
attacked
always
without
forget.
warning.
Which
And they weren't Czechs
generation?
or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that hair out.
Oh, okay. I was a little off on this. So it's a modified engine. So it's still the Cry engine, but Crytek kind of
all done.
Helped
You were lucky,
update
lad.
and support it
The
to
arrow missed the
accommodate
bone.
what they needed.
It only needed bandaging, and I've done that
Interesting.
often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
I love how someone shares a post saying, like, Unreal Engine follows Warhorse. Could this mean they could use Unreal Engine? This was 9
You
months
idlers
ago.
nothing better
It's like,
to do.
what? No, it's same
Back
engine.
to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground.
You know, it actually kind of
A lot
makes me
people took
wonder.
refuge in the
The
castle.
new game that Rebel Wolves is making, the
I
ex-Witcher
wasn't quick enough.
cyberpunk devs and stuff like that.
And as I fled, they shouted from the
Because
battlements
from
that
what I
should come
understand,
and
it's not
warn
going to be
you.
an open world game. I think.
The soldiers the boy didn't
I think.
recognize.
Because
They
Unreal
could be
Engine
those
is kind of
humans
rough
of
for
Sigismund's.
open world.
It said they came to
Semi
Hungary
is
from
pretty
the
good.
east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the
Oh
castle?
yeah, I was right. It was CryEngine 3 that they modified. So it makes you wonder what
God's
they're
hands now.
using. Because
No one
honestly,
else
the
can
more
help
that I watch KCD2's gameplay, I think
Anyway,
they're using the current generation.
Thank you for risking your neck to warn
Because
us.
if you look
Robard,
at what
take care of
Hunt
Henry.
Showdown looks like
Make
now
sure he
versus
gets
when it
something
first
to eat
came
and
out,
some rest.
the CryEngine is vastly
the people
different
inside
in
the
5.
gates. We have to prepare for the
They
worst.
definitely adjusted lighting a bit better. Graphical
all the
fidelity
necessary
kind of got better.
As you command,
But it, no, the photorealism it has is still pretty good. But the leap was like when I saw the update happen for console, and I just saw how it looked. I was honestly shocked because I vividly remember for how real looking it looked. Oh, it was still rough. Knowing it was CryEngine.
Something
Looks like it's gonna
to
be a good
eat.
Oh, calm yourself,
You've done well,
Henry.
lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
I'm gonna try my best to layer my
I heard
armor
about your father.
based on like
They say he was a swordsmith.
my
who moved
weight
to the
limit.
countryside to make
Kind of like what Robard has right here. Like the Gambison.
waste his talents, but
I think
I'm
he.
sure he had his reasons. He
Yeah,
had a fine
the
reputation.
padded chalices, and then of course like plate, plate, maybe the mail right there, and then like the more like non-metal leggings and stuff. Like just as I progress. and
milady.
stuff.
You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young
Though I
man.
know you don't always need like the
Welcome,
full-on.
Bojana
chainmail
here will
plate.
take care of you.
Honestly,
No doubt you're
I
tired
do
and
like wearing
hungry.
like full chainmail and plate,
could he
but I
not
think
be, poor
whenever I do
soul?
full
After
plate,
everything
I think
he's
from
been
now on,
through,
I'm not
he
going to do
must be as
chainmail on the
hungry as
legs.
a bear.
Because I
aren't
looked
you,
into it,
young
and I believe
master?
they did chainmail a bit wrong.
Here you are then. Eat your fill.
And a
I
little
think people
wine to wash
talked
it down.
about like the chainmail
you,
was
lady.
only a certain length. That way, because like boots, because
When
the
you're
way they
done,
work in this game, they're
we'll
like
rest with the
socks
grooms
still.
in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed.
Though I have no idea,
Let
honestly.
him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
I think another thing that I researched too is technically around this time period, since armor
When you've
became
done,
more advanced
you can
versus
sleep in
like
the
the
bedchamber of the courtyard lodge.
armor, like, you know, back in the
Take a
Crusades
take
and
off
stuff
those
like
filthy
that.
boots before getting into bed.
They relied a little less on the chainmail. Like you would still have it, especially depending on the kind of protection you needed. But I guess because of how much plate has started to improve, it wasn't really necessary for the weight. But then again, probably better to hear it from a historian rather than kind of like,
Please tell me
you
what
never know
happened at Skalitz. I
if the
have
people
kidnapped.
writing it are actual historians or not. Yeah, wasn't there wine right there? Yeah. Alcohol. Gonna get iced and stuffed. Ugh.
Well-mannered.
Fuck you. You didn't even come in and ask me a question, bitch. I hate that. Every time I do this part of the mission, people bother me about like, oh, what happened in Skalitz? You don't tell them, and they're like, well, fuck you too. Sorry, but, you know, I just, you know, came back from being wounded and shit and considered an asshole. I should take off my boots, but I'm a rule breaker. I know it doesn't matter, but actually, I wonder if they kind of expected you to like walk around a bit. No, I think you're supposed to go straight to sleep.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady,
How old is Lady Steph?
no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
I love how I just ended up on this like little like Reddit thing talking about like a certain quest that happens later in the game, and I find that quite funny.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands. I went to the tavern to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening, but our meeting was never to happen.
Oh, dear boy.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig. The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzig himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde
I
was
think
already
she's
on
like
the horizon,
slightly older
ready to
than
attack
him.
the town.
I'm trying to remember.
I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended.
He's gotta
on
be like
Skalitz.
maybe 10 or so years older than Henry. Henry's 20.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded
I
in the
think
town, surrounded by Sigismund butchers.
They said
And then I
KCD2
saw him
is
knocking
still
down
the same
one
year,
human
so yeah,
after
I think he's still
another.
20.
I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party,
Even though he
full
actually he looks a
saw
little
Father and
more
charged at him.
young now
Cut down my father
in the
without a
final
thought.
cuts. I still
Even
remember when
turned
the
on my
trailer
mother.
first came out. Like Henry looked
Murdered her in cold
way
blood.
more like chatted out.
boy.
The chin,
May
I
the
was
Lord
like,
have mercy
whoa.
on their souls.
But I mean, yeah,
I ran to the
they kind of
castle
adjusted
like
it a
my
bit.
neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle. I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to
Oh yeah,
violate
did you guys hear that Halo
I had
Master
to
Chief
Radzig's
Collection
sword, and even though there were several
is
of them and they were
coming to
better armed,
PlayStation
I
and
had
Switch?
to try and save her.
Crazy.
I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
I'll never forget
I do
that
think it's
horror.
weird that they're gonna push Halo
It will
of all
haunt
things to
me for the rest of
PlayStation.
my life.
Gears probably would have been a better idea. That way, Halo is kind of strictly
terrible.
Xbox
How
specific.
could something like that happen?
Because then at least it still gets
God
people to
alone knows
buy
why he
an
lets such
Xbox
things
and
happen.
PC.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings.
So it makes me wonder for
has
sure what the
not
future of
been
Xbox
merciful
will
to
be,
me,
since they're
and my husband either.
almost turning into like a Netflix style
Also,
thing.
in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than
Josh
I, but
Sawyer has
a woman must bear her lot.
new video. Patching
Shortly
games,
after
game
our
size, versus
marriage,
player completion
before I
rate
even
of
got
the
a look
Icewind
at
Dale maps
Talmberg,
created. Ooh,
the
that'd be
castle
interesting
was
to watch.
stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
God, he's getting older. His hair's
Really?
getting more gray. I like
My
listening to
husband
Josh
had some quarrel
Sawyer.
with
He's
Sir
just
Havel Medek of Valdez,
he's just interesting to
who
listen
decided
to.
to
You know,
resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He
I'm
imprisoned
gonna
my
fucking
husband in the
fuck up that
castle
name
and put
every
his
time.
own garrison there.
that's awful. I am excited to do that finally. We had to really
I was
do that
barely
quest.
18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king
So
and
she's
sought
18
help
at
from
the
Divish's
time.
friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused
Yeah, so she has to be
surrender the
around.
castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only
Depending
then,
on the year that
by
was.
the grace of Lord Jesus, did
So
I
she has to
finally
be
lay
like
eyes on
30
my
to
husband
40.
once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Because I'm trying to think of
Never.
like.
And after 7 years,
Depending when
my
he was born and
husband
shit like
returned
that.
to me, an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city. There was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still
I'm gonna
ahead
say
of you.
she's like 30 then.
Would that were true, lad.
It's funny though, when I was kind of reading the thing, people have
But what
pointed
am I
out,
doing
like,
bothering
and now
you
that
with
I'm
this?
watching it
You
too,
have troubles enough of your own.
you can definitely sense what she was
I'll
thinking
go
of
and let you sleep.
for that future quest.
I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
I do find it funny because you could decline the thing, and I think because I know most of these people are real historic ones. I think her case, same thing, and so Henry's kind of like, oh, what was it again? I'll have to look it up. I just don't want to spoil anything until I do the quest. So maybe when I do the quest, I'll explain it. I think the one shocking thing that I read about, and I don't think they have it in the codex in this, but I did look up information about Sir Radzik, and let me tell you, apparently he did not die in a good way. The historical figure Ray Coppola Horse, whom Sir Radzik is based on. Yeah, so
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
Raysek, I guess
What's
how you
happening?
say it.
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Yeah, so in the actual Kobila that he's based on, in 1416, he was sent to Kutna-Hora to collect taxes for the king. The local preachers incited the miners against him on February 2nd. Him and 12 of his associates were murdered in an inn by a mob of miners fueled by anti-Hussite sentiment. Because of Jan Hus. I think is how you say this. It's quoted, they seized them in the inn where they were staying, cut their bodies into pieces, and threw them out into the street where the mob vigorously stomped on their remains and then went in merry song to the home of the preacher to be praised for the act they have encouraged to commit. Like, bro. Damn, and Radzik is based off this guy, like, I could only think about, like, oh fuck, what are they gonna do to him? Like, damn, what a shitty way to die.
Right there.
Dude, the lighting's so, like, I love Stalker 2, don't get me wrong, but fuck, this engine is so good. I really think the Cry engine needs to be utilized more. Like, Unreal Engine...
Tell the people outside the walls.
Unreal Engine can really not hit this hard. Like, I'm still surprised, like, Unreal Engine hasn't really mastered a big open world very well.
What's going on?
So, like, a lot of the games that I know is in it is mostly semi-open.
Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of
I don't know
soldiers,
what I'm thinking about.
including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
May the Lord watch over.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robber?
Sir Radzig. What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir. He is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest.
You know,
when it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their hole.
him and Robart's hair, I just don't understand how they're slicked back.
We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
Well, what will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable.
Farewell. Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! It's only a short way to Latte now.
Henry, you're such a fucking idiot. I have to go back. What? Why? You have no common sense.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrol. Sort out the watches between
I've
you
been
as
seeing people
always.
recently play this
And if I
game,
catch anyone
and one of my
boozing,
favorite reviews I
playing dice
saw,
and slacking off,
the
I'll
guy's
personally
like,
break every
I hated
bone in his
Henry at
body.
the start,
I want you
but
to
then
keep a
as
close
we
eye
got
on
further into the
everything
game,
nearby.
he got better,
Sigismund will
and he
surely
started to
have
grow
sent
on me. I'm like,
spies, and
exactly.
likely
He
men
goes
as
from an
well to follow the
incompetent
Skalitz
fool
people. Now he knows
to
they've fled.
honestly a
Keep your eyes
well-educated
peeled.
knight,
Report
depending on how you
everything to
kind
me
of
at
play.
once. Understood? Henry, I need to have a word with you.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch on the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. I'll be with you.
God, just look at that lighting. Honestly, I mean, the Xbox doesn't do it justice, of course. The PC version is much better. I'm just lazy to play it on the PC version because I try to get more achievements every time I replay this game. But, God, this game on PC is beautiful. And I'm excited to see it on PC probably in the future for the sequel. Judging from the how they're hinting at it, they are really trying to focus on optimization and polishing, and they are really confident in where they're at with it. So it makes me wonder just how good it's gonna be.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick!
Everyone to the Bailey battlement! Quickly, we have visitors!
Sweet Jesus! We're gonna hit them like Skalitz.
Uh-oh.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard.
I like how it looks like Robard's not
Sigismund
wearing a
Luxembourg
goddamn
has a rare talent for winning people over to his
coif, but I'm pretty sure
Maybe
he
in for
technically is.
I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia.
Oh, I'll be finishing
who has
soon.
resolved
I just want to get
strike
through the
against
intro.
those who disrupt concord in the land and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts
Oh
of
yeah,
the
the
king's
intro of this
brother
game is
to
long.
bring
We're almost
order
done.
to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble.
I guess tutorial, you would say.
It seems to
pretty
me,
much.
though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king. And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
I mean, I started with
Yesterday, His Majesty
Armor
took
Core and just
action
finished
against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has
You are
been
welcome.
using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection
I've only been playing this
against
for
the crown.
about...
Unfortunately,
Okay, it's an
the
hour and a
insurgent
half on here,
escaped.
but technically speaking,
Would
a
you
good
happen to know,
20 minutes was
noble
probably me
sir,
spent talking.
where he might be at this time?
As far
Maybe
as
even the
I
half
know,
hour, honestly. So about an
Sir
hour I've
Radzik,
already spent.
of which you speak, is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a
I'm
fool
still
indeed
weirded
to
out
flee
now
from one
thinking about
castle
it that his
where
hair
he
is
has
slicked
little
back.
chance of defense to another
Because
where he has even less.
hair product
Or do you
itself
take
wasn't
the
made
view
till
that
much
my humble
later.
manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here.
Yeah,
and
'cause
I have no
pomade was
intentions of
made
getting embroiled in affairs from which I have
in
nothing
the
to gain.
19th century.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even
Be
at
so
moments like
weird
this,
going like
when there is little cause for joy. Farewell.
think about how high these numbers have gone in
Auf
centuries.
Wiedersehen.
Oh, okay, so they did use other slick stuff. It was like their own version of pomade. Lard, fat, perfumes, really? Interesting. Okay, so they did use stuff that was similar to pomade. Oh, Angel with the rain! Welcome on in! How you
My
doing?
lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
How was Wuthering Waves? I am starting to get sleepy though, but I am going to push this. Woo! Yeah, I kind of purposely stayed up a bit just to get this going. Because the sooner I start this, the sooner I can beat it before the sequel comes out. And then I still gotta finish Armor Core's new game plus and plus plus. So those are planned for the weekend, and then same with Stalker. And then before I play Stalker 2, I'll probably just wait till KCD 2 is out. Because since I've already beaten it once. Anyway, where's the... oh shit. Ow. It's a Robard. But welcome on in, Raiders. I hope you're all doing good. Alright, let's go ahead.
Why did...
I said I wasn't gonna skip stuff, but I'm just gonna do this to get the...
So...
Correct.
Besides, if I don't have to talk to everyone here to get my speech up, I can still easily get that speech up, no problem.
Never mind. Let's already have most of my starting items now, so I can talk to these people later. And most likely when we talk to random peasants and stuff, I'll just skip their dialogue.
pretty much. It's more of the important dialogue I won't skip. What do I have? Hold on. So I do know I could talk to Lady Stephanie to try and get some money, but...
Good day to you.
I'm trying to just think ahead of myself.
That business. Is there...
But he...
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially...
Man, I love, like, the 15th century armor. I just like armor in general. Like, seeing it in KCD2, I'm gonna just drool over all the different styles. Like, God, something about it is just awesome.
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
I'm sure it was a bitch and a half on,
Alright.
when it came to, like, you know, putting it on and taking it off and stuff. I'm sure you, like, I mean, hell, I'm sure even, well, I guess, you know, it still makes me wonder if back then how the heat was. I'm sure the heat was still pretty rough, but, like, knowing today's age with, like, vehicles and other, like, shit that we do, really wondering if it was much more tamer back then. Because I'm sure they had to have been a little comfortable wearing all this gear. I'm just gonna get stuff in here. It's faster and easier. I've gotten so better at this. Simplified has just made it easier, honestly. I wonder if the disguise even works when you're in areas that you can't pass through.
I need to get out of here.
Then I'm afraid you're out of luck.
Oh my god, the
I
horse.
see.
Ah!
All right, then.
Ah!
But if you breathe a word about me to
Ah!
Farewell.
You know what? I'm not used to it, but I think I'm going to try and beat the game at Pebbles. So I think my idea to keep Pebbles the longest, I'm definitely going to do speed boost and reduce the carry capacity of the horse. I'm fine with that. Because of course, you know, saddles and stuff I'll save up for to get better weight management there. I do know where to find horse armor. Because it's technically an Easter egg, but it looks so cool.
Yeah.
I think you can upgrade the courage with your own stats, but I'm not too sure on that one. But I kind of want to beat the game with Pebbles.
have to wait for me here, friend. Better to keep going on my own. It's like they've already gone.
What was? Oh, you know, I'm gonna look up an achievement I might try and get. What's the one I'm thinking on the top of my head? I made it through 60% of the game as a virgin, goddamn, and I still fail. I should try to go for this achievement, but we'll see, because I tend to lose it to the one best quest in the whole game. I don't like skipping it. Don't kill anyone during the main quest line except for Runt. Does that include even after killing Runt? That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna just avoid that guy.
Oh God.
Man, it's so weird seeing the stamina difference too. I think that's the other thing I like about this game, is that your health and stamina are always 100, but as you progressively get better, it just, like, the percentage just starts to decrease of how much you lose. Like stamina, you just it just builds up upon that rather than building up a number. And then HP,
Hey!
I mean, it's just usually based on your gear.
Why would anyone do this? What did these poor souls ever do to them?
What's going on there?
That guy right there? I don't remember a guy being right there. God, I can't wait for the dirt mechanic in 2 as well. They said it's going to be a lot harder to get dirty. Like, it's going to be much slower unless you do something that makes you get dirty faster. Which is a good sign. So I really do hate how dirty you get in this game so fast, even when you know you're not dirty.
The bailiff. He didn't run like me. He died with a sword in his hand.
Oh, nice. I just need 3 agility.
You stood by his side and he did this to you. In the end, you were a hero. You didn't.
I'll definitely use shard. That'll be a good early weapon rather than buying a an axe like I was thinking.
Why did you do it to me, Father? Why? Why did you leave me? Forgive me. Forgive me for everything. Next time I won't run. I'll never run away again.
Ooh, a new outward. Fuck yeah.
I'll find the one who did this to you. I remember his face. I'll find him.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if this year we'll get Outward too. That'd be so cool. Because they made a lot of improvements I'm looking forward to. I still need to beat Outward. It's just a game that's so hard to stay committed to.
Find the shovel and
there's so much shit
take
can
care
go
of you.
wrong. Still love the game, for sure. And once you get used to the combat and know when to like make certain things,
You told
but
me you wanted to load
oh
us
my
all
god.
down. Here. Under the linden tree. At least I can do that much for you.
Get away, you mutt! Get away, you beast!
What's going on? Bishak? What in God's name are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
Being a
Digging
cunt.
turnips? The beast just went for me.
Isn't that not the butcher's? Isn't that body the butcher's?
Yeah, that's him. What's that got to do with anything?
Seems to me that dog knows exactly why he's going for you. You're picking dead men's pockets.
What do you care what I'm doing here? What are you doing?
Came to bury my parents.
So bury them and leave me be.
How did you manage to get away?
How do you think?
Do you know what happened?
Don't
to
care about him,
No,
so I'm just gonna.
I don't.
You see, a cunt remains a cunt, no matter what the situation.
A cunt remains a cunt no matter the situation. It's fucking funny. I don't know why. Just him saying it is so funny. God, I love Henry.
The beating!
How did you grab me mid-punch? What? Bullshit.
Oh dear.
I'm about to pull out my sword just to make him run away. Ow. Ow. Man, Henry, we gotta get you leveled up, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey! Hey!
Huh? Had enough?
I don't know, how about you? Ooh. Nice. Ow. Damn. He kicked my chest so hard. I have a wound. Ah. Oh, I actually beat him in that. That's right. Fucking run.
That's right. Turn tail and run, you bastard.
That was worth it. I could have just pulled the sword out to make him run away, but that was worth getting the stat up. Our home. Kind of curious. Is that chest in there? Holy shit. Hercules in his diet. Henry's beta die. Apparently this thing is shit.
This is a good place. You're gonna like it.
Aw. Good old butt. I've always made it a commitment to do this, and I'd recommend for anyone else who plays this game for the first time. Because now that the dog is recruitable, you should wait till you get a horse when you do the main quests. Especially after you finish, like, the, that part of it, too, because they kind of force you into it and stuff like that. But, because bringing Mutt in the very beginning, there's, like, a big hunting quest. He is useful, but he's also kind of buggy. Who knows? I still might bring him. I do know partway, especially halfway through the main quest, there's a very important, like, sneaking kind of mission. 2, technically. You definitely want to send him away. That way you don't, like, bug him.
Damn it all. How am I gonna do this?
You drag him.
Do you need some help? Is that him?
Yes. Can't you see the sword?
Who are you? What do you want?
Zbyszek?
Who do you think we are? Franciscan brothers? We're to rob you of everything you've got. Especially that fine blade that's of no use to a peasant like you anyway.
Banish the thought. It is my father's sword.
You mean him? I don't think he's going to be needing it.
Fucking Henry.
Listen here, boy. You hand over that sword, I might just let you go. If not, you're in for a family reunion you really don't want.
Leave me alone.
Kill him, Runt! Aye, cut the bastard down.
As you like. Could have just cost you a few teeth.
Ah!
I love the idea of it being like, man, oh, ow! I can only imagine like this game with New Game Plus. I have seen people beat Run. I mean, nothing happens, of course. Oh, well, I bled. Ah.
I told you how it would end. You should have listened to me.
Shit's heavy.
This is nice work. The chief is going to like it. It's new, isn't it? Now,
you're good, Angel.
For the maiden
I hope you've been
bloodletting.
doing good.
Surely your father never would have imagined it would be your blood. I believe there's a word. for
Fucking
such moments.
Spizak. I should hang him this time.
The old man would certainly know.
I should. I'll think about it. When that time comes, we'll see if I show mercy, because I always do. I really hate him.
No doubt you did.
All the
Such
game's going
miserable
good.
luck.
We're just about to finish the
Die by the sword you
intro.
helped forge.
Hey, go fuckers!
Teresa, my love.
The games are over.
Trust me, I totally understand. Dies a cringe. No. Dude, Matthew Wolf is this actor to do. You know, Victoria, like, I feel like she gets more in her role when you play the Women's Law DLC. Ah, there he is, Luke Dale. Oh, Luke Dale. You know, my one problem with this game, though, is exploring the fucking map, because it's just so vast, and, like, you kind of have to really just tell yourself to go off the beaten path into the forest to find anything interesting. Granted, I mean, this game's pretty well thought out, where I feel like it is obvious to find stuff kind of in the forest. But yeah, once we get a horse and kind of saddled up and everything, the next time we play, I might do some treasure hunting. Get the war horse gear. Because that's some pretty good starting gear. Probably won't wear the whole set due to the weight. But we'll see. Written and directed by Daniel. Still can't believe he's the guy who fucking directed. I think he directed at least fucking Mafia 1. It's still insane. I gotta give the team props that they were really dedicated on doing this.
Két nem látok. Megjött a mulatság.
I like how it levels up my sword in this dream sequence. Mama, Papa. You know, honestly, with this playthrough, I might redo my personal playthrough as hardcore. Since we'll be playing this, it'll be fresh in my memory.
Do you need some help?
I wonder if hardcore will be available day one in KCD2. Interesting. No!
Henry! There's work to be done. Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Henry, can you hear me?
Get up, Henry. Wake up. It's a new day.
Henry, can you hear me?
Oh, wow, she's dirty this time.
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake.
That's kind of weird. Because when I did my second, other run, she was fine. Weird.
You still have a fever. Uncle won't be pleased, but you'll have to stay in bed.
Where am I? In Skalitz?
We're at my uncle's mill in Rattay. I didn't know where else to go.
What happened?
Damn, we're already
You don't
getting.
remember anything?
Holy shit.
I suppose that's not surprising.
We're getting
I found
so
you in
many levels
Skalitz after
already.
those
Love it.
bandits attacked you. I thought they'd done for you, but you were still breathing. Why in heaven's name did you go back there? It was madness. They slaughtered everyone who didn't run.
My parents, I wanted to bury them. I had to...
Don't worry. I took care of it.
Thank you.
Any good Christian would have done the same. Now sleep. You need your strength back.
A few delirious days later.
You're awake.
Good morning.
It's near midnight. You've slept all day.
Oh. Oh, I feel like a horse fell on me.
The beating you took was worse. But at least the fever's
About to
broken.
say, yeah, we got my ass kicked by a giant club.
How did you manage to save me?
You were lucky. I was in Skalitz and I saw Zbyszek and his thugs. I tried to distract them, but it would have been no use if those soldiers from Talmberg hadn't arrived. They were searching for you and scattered the bandits.
What in the world were you doing in Skalitz?
Waiting to die.
What?
They killed my brothers, my family, my friends.
They're all dead.
All of them. Everyone I ever loved. They killed one of my brothers in the mines.
A fun, unique
After
thing
that,
about her playthrough
what did I have
is
to
I
live
feel
for?
like it
Don't say
teaches
that.
you more about archery.
There's always hope.
No, there isn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm a different person now.
Because
So
I
it's
was
for
still
me.
stubborn and used like a saber, and I was like, why
Yes.
am I doing this?
Lord
She's
Divish
better with a
sent
bow.
them, led by Captain Robard.
But I still sucked it with a bow at the time. I got much better
why
lately.
is a lord of such high standing interested in a blacksmith?
So Divish promised
Because
Sir
I
Radzik
think I
would look
now
after me.
figured out the
But as for why they should
my
care,
best way to get the arrows
I've no idea.
easier, but I'm excited for
I'm
how they've
exhausted.
redone it into they made
I'm
it
not
just
surprised.
like
I'll bring
any
you water
other
and
of the
something to eat.
FPS
In the meantime,
RPGs where it's
rest.
just
You're
zoomed in the
still very
middle.
weak.
Thank God.
Good morning to you. How's the invalid today?
Ugh, haven't felt as good as this since they lashed me to the wheel and quartered me on the town square.
Got your sense of humor back. You must be better. My
Oh
uncle
yeah,
will be glad to
that's
hear it.
another thing. The
I had
crime
a job
system got
persuading him
improved
to
in
let me bring
2
you
from the
here.
looks of it.
If
So
you'd lain
now
around
whenever
much
you get
longer,
in
he really
trouble,
would have dumped you on the town square.
they do special
You can
cutscenes
stay
for
until you
it.
find somewhere else to live.
And
but my uncle will
so
want payment
if
for
we do
taking you in
stupid
and
shit,
caring
I'm
for
gonna
you.
live with consequences for sure.
And this is your uncle's house?
We're in Rattay Mill. My uncle's mill at Peshek. He took me in, and I talked him into taking care of you too.
I've been lying here long enough.
Uncle will be pleased he's one mouth less to feed. But are you truly well enough?
Well enough to do what has to be done. Where can I find Sir Radzik?
He's in the lower castle in Perkstein. He's a guest of Sir Hanush of Leipa. But someone like you can't just walk up bold as you please and demand an audience.
I know Sir Radzik, and I didn't bring him his
I
sword.
think
as
the
I
one
was
thing about
supposed to.
pickpocketing
I
I'm
must
thinking
see-
about, I'm wondering if
You insist.
when you do
But you need
one
to speak to my
successful
uncle first.
pickpocket, if a second
You've been in your sickbed for over a
has like a
fortnight while he
timer.
paid the apothecary to tend to you, and for medicine.
Then again, it feels
That's
random
a
no
good
matter
deal
what.
of coin you owe him.
I've been
Supposedly,
lying
once
2
you hit
weeks.
level 3, pickpocketing then becomes
Better a fortnight
straightforward.
in bed than an eternity in the grave.
You don't have to worry about a
If
random
it weren't for
timer
my
fucking
uncle,
you.
you wouldn't be here at all.
I owe you both my life, and I'll repay my debt. You have my word.
All right. But before you go to town, you should eat something. You're still weak. There's food on the table for you.
All right, this is where we'll stop. Perfect. One thing I do want to see though, I'm gonna see what I got. So we get a main perk, which let's see. My next one's at level 4. When do I get first aid 2? Level 6. I might get aesthetic then, because at least I don't have to eat food for a much longer period of time, and I'm pretty good about it. But honestly, I might hold off. Scout I'll probably get, because then that way it's easier to get more random events when fast traveling, in a sense. Then I could still get an advantage. Strength. Ooh. Tough one. Maybe I'll wait. Speech. I'll most likely... You know, final offer is kind of like hit or miss to me at this point, but Highborn and Lowborn is kind of tough. I think you talk to more commoners in this game, so I might do Lowborn. But Highborn is definitely a good advantage because they fuck you the most when you fail. So I will probably work on, maybe I'll do Highborn. Defense, warfare. It's already in 7 warfare, up by 1. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure to level up most of this stuff. Unarmed combat, actually, I realized is pretty easy because you can do repeated fist fights, I believe. And of course, you can train with Bernard. So this one's pretty easy to level up, honestly. Sword, of course, we'll use practice swords for a bit, and then the tourney will be our main source whenever that's available. Or, of course, you know, actual combat. And then, of course, maces and axes, same thing. Probably train with those until we're good enough to then use it in the tourney. Or I'll just do the tourney and you know, lose because it's not much of a loss. Bow, straightforward, honestly. We've gotten, I think I made it to level 8 the last time I did it, so I just gotta do more hunting, or if it doesn't bug on me this time, chumps, because that is the best way to level up archery in terms of, and also making money. And then of course, yeah, simple enough on that. Thank you. I'm glad that it does that. I always like, I mean, because these are the kind of games like I can understand not everyone can get into, and as much information as you can take can help you. Alchemy is definitely easier. I'm not gonna look up a guide though for the ingredients. I'll just go ahead and wait till I get the reading leveled up, because I don't need to make alchemy right away. But definitely for replays, it's definitely worth doing it as early as possible. So looking up the ingredients and just going for it is a good idea. Drinking, I'll more than likely do some drinking ones because I might get the one for lock picking and stuff. Herbalism super easy. Horsemanship and Houndmaster easy. Hunting definitely a little harder to do. Lock picking, yeah. So I think for sure lock picking and stealth will be our biggest ones to level up, but I'll say pickpocketing for last because it is the most annoying to level up. Reading's easy. Maintenance super easy actually. I am trying to think how I want to do Henry in this playthrough, because I still prefer the role-playing aspect of this, so I don't care if I lose on stuff. I'm either thinking of doing Golden Tongue and be more about the speech than combat. Of course, whenever combat happens, hey, even if you're not 20 strength, there's ways to still get it pretty much to 20, even if you have, say, like a -2 in strength. It's not that hard. So, I mean, I'm good either way there. But either that or maybe do Root or something. Infamous is what we're going to get in this playthrough, because then it can raise my reputation higher. Since it's supposed to be, we're technically bad, so we get perks for being evil, but being good makes it, hard to keep it like that, which is probably a good idea. I'm glad they changed the perk system in 2. Now the perks don't have a balancing act between being good or bad. They're all positive perks. Yeah, that's the other thing about this game, is like I get the role-playing aspect they wanted to go for. So technically, these perks, you, in a sense, could be considered helpful, but there's also problems with them, which is pretty cool, especially if you play on hardcore where you get extra negative stats. But like, for example, manly odor, when you're dirty, you have more charisma, but people can smell you much easier, which means stealth is even worse. Night Rider, meaning of course daytime, you're slower, or no, yeah, you're slower in the day, but at nighttime your stamina boosts much more. Scout, pretty much, honestly, in my opinion, when it comes to normal mode, you might as well take Scout if you got nothing else you really want. Especially for the fast travel, it's kind of nice. Even though I never really fast travel in this game due to not being able to open most of the map without it exploring first. But yeah, there's definitely some good positive perks to have. But you can still kind of get through the game without most of them, because most people prefer to get the ones that actually do help you out, like the medicine stuff and whatnot. But yeah. Anyway, I should probably get ready to get off now. But definitely keep this game in mind if anyone is ever curious about it. If you like Oblivion, it's definitely a good comparison in a sense, just without like the more magical aspect of the game and stuff, because it's realism. But honestly, with the second one coming soon, if anyone ever wanted to finally try this game, I would probably just recommend the second game, because they've already implemented a lot of stuff in the beginning of the game to give new people the idea of what happened in the beginning, so you don't then you like basically you don't have to play the game afterwards, right? Which is good. And then of course people who have already played the game can have much easier options to go through and stuff too, which is cool. But I mean, hey, if this game's ever on a sale, or I think it was free recently on Epic, so who knows now, but if you ever see a deal on this game, definitely buy this one. It's still good. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy this a lot. Also, I mean, it's if you like what's the term for it again? Uh fuck. Is it just sim? Or shit. I forgot if there was like a word before it. But if you like simulation style games, this is definitely one of those too. Like say if you like Dishonored or Deus Ex and stuff like that, you're going to get that experience. Though I appreciate this game more because they do smack you in the back of the head when it comes to time limits. Like when someone tells you we need to go right away, are you ready? And you tell them to like wait a second. You bet your ass they're not going to wait all day for you. I love that. I guess before getting off, I would highly recommend people to definitely check out some videos. Like I said, for this game, if you want some good laughs, I would check out mainly Zanny. Zanny's got a great like 3-part series of this game and it's all kind of like cut and stuff, so he kind of skips on certain bits and pieces, but it's still a fun video to watch just to help you get like a quick speed run of it. But Ko is also doing a playthrough of it. I'd highly recommend his playthrough. It's pretty good. Trying to think if I saw anyone else recently play through. Oh, Luality. I know she did it recently. Hers is pretty fun to watch too. Those are definitely people I'd recommend. But I would also recommend checking out the second game. Check out the Warhorse live streams of like what they've shown so far of the game. I know they've already had their previews come out for reviews. Angry Joe's a good one I would recommend because he shows a lot of the new stuff very well, and I think that would get people interested. Trying to see. I think FPS Wolf did. Yeah, his review was pretty good, and then Neon Knight. Those are definitely people I'd recommend watching for the second game reviews because they're really good. They definitely give you a lot of information. And exactly, Angel, bringing the roleplay aspect more realistic. And that's the other thing too, is this game does do a pretty good job about it, so you gotta have patience with this game. You can't just rush into it. So my biggest advice for anyone who's new to this game, I like that I'm just still yapping. It's worth it though. Anyone who's new to this game, my biggest advice to you is not only patience is the virtue of this game, but you just need to get out of the mindset of just going out into the world like most RPGs. Like stick to the main quest until they kind of like introduce you to training for one. And then you'll be introduced to a point where you're going to be going hunting. That's like your stopping point, in my opinion, because when you're given that quest to start hunting, before you go off and start that quest, you are given a free time kind of period right there. My recommendation is to then go to the training arena. Make sure you're just wearing your normal clothes because they're super cheap to fix and everything. And stuff like that. But highly recommend spend at least a good maybe 1 to 2 hours in real time training with just like, I would just recommend the normal bastard swords. That way there's no shields involved and it makes attacking just a little bit easier. And just train constantly, at least until you hit level 5 in mainly your sword skill and some of the defense. Mainly because you probably won't really have a two-handed sword on hand, but mainly because there's a chance you'll have a one-handed sword, especially because there is a way to pick up one early in the game. In the introduction, it's usually when you first enter Skalitz. And your agility should probably be at least by level 3 by then. And not only that, because you're training, you also get your defense and warfare up. So you should already have a good amount of stats to start with. and then you can start the hunting quest. And once you start that, just complete it. Once you get your horse, do that quest to a certain point. It's hard to say until I show it for new people, but there'll be a point where you can also be like, you're told to then start investigating further into it. Then that's when the world kind of just opens up. You don't have to go do the next part of that quest, because there's definitely a lot more to it. I mean, you kind of can. Technically speaking, you could keep doing the main quest until, like, I would say you would get the hint of like a big fight is about to happen, and then that is like even a way better option to stop at. Because I'll tell you right now, when I got to that point in the game, I didn't really think about it at first, and when I first played it, I did exactly like I would do in most RPGs. Went out in the world, struggled, and as I finally started leveling up and getting better because I was struggling in real fights, when I got to that big first fight sequence, I had to reload a good few hours because it turns out if I had just gone to the training arena because I've leveled up enough of my stats and proved that I got better at fighting, I was taught some very special skills that basically is how you beat this fucking game. It is literally a cheat code throughout the whole game, and it's funny. So, yeah, just don't be afraid to just take it slow, and before you continue any big quest, like the moment the training arena is unlocked, just train and train. Even if you want to take longer and train other weapon stats up, just so that way you have an easier like set of numbers, it never hurts to do that. I've already tested it. I've seen videos of it. Technically speaking, before you even get a horse, because there is a special cutscene if you have a horse for the hunting sequence, funny enough. Technically speaking, you could not only just train, you can do a bunch of other stuff. You could start alchemy early if you wanted to. You could, if anything, just pick a bunch of stuff, sell it to make a bunch of money. You could then do like gambling to make more money, archery to not only level up archery very slightly, but make a bunch of money out of it. Save up to buy some gear, which is a thing I definitely would recommend. The gambling is pretty easy in this game, and archery, technically, once you get the hang of it, that's another big piece of advice, is don't be afraid to kind of, if you have a little save drink, make sure to do that just in case before gambling. I just recommend doing some gambling, honestly. It's very easy to learn, and once you get the hang of it and know the high risk, high reward part of it, I can tell you right now, you can make, I've already done it in my last playthrough, I've made a couple grand with just a few matches, and then you can use that money to buy yourself, if anything, a better weapon to help you out and stuff like that. Like, there's so much you can do in just this little town. Like, it's funny too, because compared to Skyrim, where you could just be like, oh, well, even though I should go do the main quest, I'm just gonna go about and fuck around, right? Because they're very bad about their quest design. This game doesn't really give you that hint. It's trying to teach you to pay attention to that, though, where you now unlock the training arena, you've done some of this, you got some starting gear, and now that they're forcing you, in quotes, to do this one specific quest, you don't have to do it. This is your moment. Take the time to train, get to know the people, stuff like that. And the experience, like, even replaying this game, the experience changes so much, and just, oh, I love it. I love these kind of games. It's these kind of games that I'm glad sometimes don't always reach the biggest audience. Like, the second game might, maybe, who knows? Like, the way they've been marketing it lately, a lot of people have their eyes on it, which is going to be interesting. But these kind of games that are Kickstarter based and stuff like that, like, they're a niche for a reason. And I think that's the fun of it, is trying to get people into these niche games, and then they kind of get the understanding. It's just classic game design. I think that's what I mostly appreciate about it. It's old school game design, but they know how to kind of keep it a little more, in a sense, modernized. Because there's definitely some stuff that is annoying in old standards for sure. But yeah, I could keep going on about this game, and I need to stop. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop right there. But yeah, highly recommend this game. I think people will love it. It's definitely, in terms of controls, controller is mostly the best way to play it, but mouse and keyboard has some advantages still, mainly lock picking and a few other things, surprisingly. But yeah, whatever you can play this on, highly recommend it. And like I said, look into the second game, see its improvements, and I think it will get you to play it even more, because they upped the ante, and I'm very excited. I still expect this game to be very buggy at launch. This game was super buggy at launch, but the confidence the dev team has, I got some hope. But I do expect bugs, so if any of you guys plan to get the new one, please don't expect it to be super polished. Like, if they did BG3 levels of polish, that means they were super good at their job. But I do expect some bugs. I wouldn't be surprised. But anyway, this recording's gone long enough in the stream. I'm just gonna stop it right here. Most people are probably asleep at this point anyway. I wasn't planning to stay up this late, but the intro does take a bit. So, stream possibly today, because I'm taking some stuff up to my friends, so there's a chance we'll go out drinking for a bit or something like that. So if I don't stream technically later today, I will then make plans to stream Thursday. If I don't do that, of course, Friday, same plan as I mentioned way back when, Stalker and Armor Core, New Game Plus, and so on. And then depending which one I finish, KCD will be back in the mix, but KCD will be pretty much what we play for the rest of this month. Hopefully we'll finish it before the sequel comes out. If I miss it and the sequel comes out before I finish it, RIP, but I think we'll have plenty of time. I tend to sometimes skip some side quests in this game anyway, so anyway, have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you again, Angel, and everyone coming in with the raid. I appreciate it. Same with G and everyone else who stayed in and tuned in. And yeah, I hope to see you guys later tonight, hopefully. If not, I'll try and see you tomorrow or anytime later this week. Take care. Have a wonderful night. I love y'all. Be safe and be happy.